What's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking all about the end of my pregnancy as well as the first month. I'm going to introduce you to my sweet baby Eleanor. And yeah, I'm just going to kind of cover what has gone well, what's been difficult, the transition from one baby to two. I think I'm probably gonna do a separate video where I talk about my birth story and my experience. It was so drastically different than my experience with Vivian, my first daughter, but today's video is just going to be talking about the end of my pregnancy and then the first month postpartum. So first, since Nora's awake, which is why I'm rocking, I'm going to introduce you guys to her. Hi. Hi. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Hello. Say hello. Hi. So this is sweet Nora. Eleanor May, but we call her Nora. She was born, she was born May 26th, 12:10 p.m. And yeah, successful VBAC, I'll tell you that much. So that was good. She was 7 pounds, 20 inches, I think. 19 or 20. So somewhere around there. So look at these cute little cheeks. Oh, I just want to eat her. Mwah. Okay. So I'm going to try to talk about our first month postpartum, or my first month postpartum with Miss Nora. We'll see if she lets me talk about it. Alright, sorry about that. I had to take a minute and get her cozy, so she is sleeping now. So I should be able to talk about how the end of my pregnancy and my first month postpartum has gone. Starting with the end of my pregnancy, I made it to 39 weeks and 3 days. At 38 weeks and 2 days, I had an appointment with my OB, and we made the call that if I made it to 40 weeks, we had a induction date scheduled for June 2nd. So I would go in at like 8 p.m. June 2nd. And if she came before then, great. If not, then I would be getting induced on June 2nd. So we decided at my appointment that day that I was going to have my membranes swept and just try to get things moving. That was 38 and 2, and I got my membranes swept. I walked a ton. I did all of the things that you do to induce labor and nothing really worked. I had a couple of nights where I was having contractions, but they always kind of fizzled out. Nothing ever really amounted to anything. The following week, I went back and I was 39 and 2 and feeling pretty defeated. You know, my daughter Vivian came at 38 and 5, so I was sort of like really expecting Nora to come sometime in my 38th week. So the fact that I made it to 39 weeks, I was like kind of surprised. I don't know why, because everyone always talks about how different every pregnancy is, but I guess I just expected her to come early. So made it to 39 and 2, went in for that appointment, had my membrane swept again, and at this point I was extremely uncomfortable. My back was killing me. I was peeing every 10 minutes, it felt like. I was just, my hips and my pelvis and just everything. I was in so much pain. I was just ready to be done. I did another membrane sweep, which I will say is not the most comfortable thing ever, but you do what you gotta do so that you can move labor along. And then I came home from that appointment. That appointment was in the morning, like 8 in the morning or so. Continued to do things throughout the day to help induce labor. And then I will talk about it in my birth story video, but long story short, I went to the hospital that night, came back home, went back later that night, and ended up having Nora the very next day at like 12 o'clock, 12:10, I think I said. So, like I said, I will talk more in detail about my birth story in a separate video, but that was kind of just how the end of my pregnancy went. I was super ready to be done, and I was doing all of the things. I was bouncing on the ball, I was curb walking, I was walking. I walked so much in my neighborhood. I swear, people in my neighborhood probably thought I was cuckoo nuts because I just was out there walking multiple times a day, and it was getting kind of warm, and it was tough because every time I would walk I would have contractions, and then I'd come home and they would stop. It was kind of frustrating, but she came on the 26th, right at 39 and 3, and it was amazing. My first month postpartum has actually gone significantly better than I could have anticipated. I feel like for me, the transition from 1 to 2 has been a lot easier than my initial transition from 0 to 1. With Vivian, I feel like part of the struggle was the fact that I was going from being like only really having to worry about myself to having a baby and like becoming a mom and taking on that new identity and that new role. And as moms know, it can be a tough transition. Vivian was a little bit of a fussy baby. She was awake a lot and didn't sleep a lot. I was really stressed out. I stressed out about every single little thing. I can't even tell you how many times I hopped on Google and just, is this normal? Is this normal? Is this normal? You know, I would text my mom, all kinds of questions. And then just getting comfortable with the whole process of like having a child, right? It's terrifying because you just want to protect that child, and you have this like innate like instinct to like protect your baby. And it was really tough because people would come over and would want to hold her, and she would cry, and it would just like break my mom's heart. Even though I know people are totally capable of consoling a baby, it was just really tough. There's a really tough transition. And through that, I ended up having some postpartum depression and anxiety with Viv. And so I did start seeing a therapist, and thankfully I have continued to see that same therapist, and she was with me all through my pregnancy, and she is still with me through this postpartum period. So that has been really helpful. I feel like that's been the difference between my postpartum with Vivian and my postpartum with Nora. Like I said, transition from 0 to 1 for me, way harder. 1 to 2 has been super smooth thus far. Obviously, she is only a month. I'm filming this today on June 30th. So she is 4 days over a month old, a month and 4 days. She's actually 5 weeks today. Yeah, 5 weeks old today. She's still really young, so she still sleeps a lot. But I will say she already is way more chill than Vivian ever was. Vivian was just a nut job. She was just a cuckoo, crazy baby. Loved her to death. And I don't know, my mom made a good point that I was super high strung and stressed with Viv, and she was kind of just a high-strung baby. I'm way more chill with Nora, and she's way more chill. So she made the comment that maybe it had something to do with me, because babies tend to feed off of energy, and whatever energy you're putting out, they tend to kind of mimic that energy, I guess. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but she is so much more chill. And she sleeps a lot. Our transition home was really smooth as well. Viv was so cute. So when we got home from the hospital, Viv was napping. We let my in-laws meet Nora, and so they got some time to like meet her and hold her. And then when Viv woke up from her nap, I went up and got her, and we put Nora in the Mamaroo swing so that like no one was really holding her, so that when Viv came down, it didn't, I don't know, just more neutral, I guess, versus having someone that Viv knows and loves holding this new baby. We brought Viv down, and she got to meet her baby sister. She wanted to hold her right away, which I was not gonna push that at all, but she wanted to, so it was super cute. She held her, and it was great. Of course, the day we came home and like I got her from her nap was the day that she had the most craziest bedhead I think I've ever seen in her whole life. Her hair was nuts. I don't know how it got like that, but it was just like super crazy. I tried my best to like wet it and brush it, but she wasn't having it, and there was no fixing it really. So unless I was gonna throw her in the bath, and I didn't have time for that, we just went with it. And you know, it's a good memory of her with her crazy bedhead meeting her baby sister for the first time. That introduction went very well, and I was really glad with how Viv responded to having a baby sister in the house. She has done really, really well as far as baby goes. She really hasn't displayed any signs of jealousy with me. She has gotten a little bit jealous and upset when Dad is holding the baby. Viv is totally a daddy's girl, all about my husband all the time, loves daddy, 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 daddy. Mommy away, mommy away. That's what she says. So she has been a little bit jealous of my husband holding Nora or doing stuff for Nora. She does say like, mommy hold baby, and she gets upset because she just doesn't really want daddy to hold the baby. So we've been working on that. I think it's been getting better. She's definitely been more accepting of Trevor holding Nora and taking care of Nora, which is good because I mean, this is his daughter too, so you gotta care for both of them. But other than that, her like transition into becoming a big sister has been super smooth. Sleep has not really been much of a thing in this house for Trevor and I, mostly me. Trevor's definitely been getting more sleep than me this time around. I am the one kind of just waking up with her. He's offered to wake up. It's not like it's not like he's not being helpful. To me, it's like I'm nursing and I just don't feel like there's any need for us to both be exhausted. Plus, he is working currently and I'm not, although being home with these girls is definitely a full-time job. But he is out in the shop working with power tools, and to me it just felt like there's no reason for him to have very, very little sleep, or for both of us to have very, very little sleep. So typically when we go to sleep, I nurse her, put her down, and then the first time she wakes up, I just nurse her and put her back to bed. And then the second time she wakes up, he gets up also and changes the diaper, and then I feed her, and then she goes back to bed. Lately, the second time she's been waking up has been about 4:30, 5 o'clock, which then Trevor and I end up just getting up at that point, and we stay up and go downstairs and get a workout in and kind of just spend a little bit of time together without either child, because that's the only time of day that we don't have children around us. That's pretty much how sleep has been going. I'm trying to think if there's like any other big things to talk about. She's growing well and nursing well. So I nursed Vivian until she was 13 and a half months. I'm hoping to nurse Nora at least a year. That was my goal with Viv. That's my goal with Nora. I think that'll probably be my goal with all children that I may have. But then I think after a year, I just kind of take it from there to see like how much after a year. I felt really sad when I stopped nursing Viv, but it was definitely the right time because I found out I was pregnant with Nora and then weaned Viv shortly, like a couple days later. But yeah, nursing has been going well. The transition for Viv has gone well. My transition has gone well. I've been feeling pretty good, all things considered. Yeah. So this first month postpartum has been super good. Our family feels more complete. I can't say right now that we feel totally complete. I know I'm only like a month postpartum, so it's kind of crazy to talk about this, but I definitely do see more kids in our future. Kid or kids, don't know, we'll see. But I definitely feel like we are closer to completing our family. So super excited to kind of see how the next couple of months go. That's pretty much the update on how this first month has gone. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of any possible like videos that you have interest in seeing. I definitely am going to keep up with my vlogs, and like I said, I have the birth story video that I will start working on, and if there's, like I said, anything else that you guys are interested in seeing or hearing about, just let me know. I would love to share with you. My goal for this channel is to just keep things real and share a little bit of my life with whoever is interested in seeing it. I'm not claiming to be the most interesting person, and it is very possible that the only people watching these videos are my mom. I mean, I don't even think my husband watches these videos. Actually, I know he doesn't. He told me he doesn't. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Like I said, if you have any suggestions or things that you would like to see, let me know. Little Miss Nora, and I will see you later. Look at the sweet baby face. All right. Don't forget to subscribe to my mommy's channel. She puts out new videos whenever she gets them done. Okay, I'm all done now. Again, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.